Is it possible to have two different themes in a single HDB unit? The amazing designers at i.Poise made the impossible come true by converting this 5-room unit into a seamless dual-key unit. Well, today we are going to explore lots of amazing designs, so stay tuned. Hi Eugene!
Hey.
Great to see you back again. And every time I see you, your project goes another level. Tell me what you wanted to achieve with this project.
For this project, we wanted to achieve 3 things. First, it's the technicality of the layout, and then we want for 2 generations to be able to live in this place, and lastly, for the aesthetic design.
When I first stepped into this house, I was like, wow, there are 2 different areas, and I think what's special is that you have your own privacy in each room.
Yes.
Because of this dual key unit.
Very important for 2 generations, so
Yeah.
sometimes they want their own space.
I think all of us want our own space. So it's really cool concept. I've never seen this in any other HDB before.
Rarely. I've never come across one like that.
Yeah. The first room, which is this one, super wide, but very clean, very minimalistic. But it's beautiful. And then when I hop into another room, it's like, wow, am I in the same house?
Totally different theme there.
Very different,
Yeah.
a bit more colors, a bit
Yes.
more fun, more vibrant as well.
Actually, for this first apartment, right, it's not really minimalist. I get that it's a lot of white,
I got
but
it wrong.
it's actually modern colonial. Modern colonial is a little bit more in details, like this rattan over here. You would see a little more about trimmings on the carpentry. Yeah, it's more details and intricate details that you see around, but not too loud that it's full-on colonial. Right? It still has that modern touch in it. In addition to the modern colonial theme, we actually only used 1 type of tile for the whole place, even for the other unit.
Is it not common to use a single tile for the entire house?
Not really. A lot of people, they try to have many different types of tiles in different areas. Like my bedrooms, I want vinyl, or I want something else like parquet, and then the bathrooms are another tile. So over here, we use the same tile throughout. We use only 1 color for this whole place.
Yes, it's very meticulous planning.
Walking into the modern colonial side of this house, you would notice that actually at the entrance, there is like a walk-in wardrobe, but at the corridor. And 1 section is actually meant for the client's used clothes. So there's actually a ventilated area where they can hang their used clothes there, and at the same time, it will not be cooped up and stinky.
I was walking through earlier on, but I didn't see any wardrobe.
It's hidden behind the feature wall.
Perfectly hidden.
And then leading up right to the kitchen. I mean, this is a family space. Our clients are still family people. They still want 2 generations. And generally, sometimes they do gather for dinners. So we have to also plan for them to sit, gather around, and just be able to chat. And in this space is where we actually played with most of the whites. So it's white on whites with textures. If you've noticed, throughout the whole corridor leading up into the kitchen, actually there's a lot of plays with lines. We're using lines to divide the space or to create the volume in the environment, because if it's too white, it tends to look too clinical.
Right, I would imagine that it's a bit more flat if you use a pure, white without any textures added to it.
Yes.
But with that, it really just, level up the entire visuals of this apartment. Wow, details. What about the other apartment?
For the other apartment, it's actually a Nordic theme.
What is a Nordic theme?
Okay, this theme actually originated from parts of like Norway, Sweden, Iceland, that whole area, like the Vikings. Mainly play of wood and mainly white as the background. Fun fact, there is nothing built in that side. We actually cut this layout into 2, right? So for this part here, there's quite a lot of built-in carpentry. But for that side, we wanted something different, and we wanted to sort of break the design a little more. And at the same time, doing so, right, having no built-ins gives the people living there space to design the place and to bring out their own characters in the place.
Actually, I do appreciate such thoughts and plans put into that, because your apartment is divided into 2. which means that you want to create a lot of space for the people living in it.
Yes.
Eugene, this seems like such an intricate design. How did the entire dual key concept come into your mind?
The clients actually came to us and they shared with us a problem that they have, right? They wanted to have 2 generations to be living in one apartment, but they really value their privacy a lot. So when we were discussing internally in our interior design teams, we actually realized that, hey, why not we do a dual key design? Because we see this a lot and it's also very popular in private housing in Singapore, right? This layout, it's a very traditional 5-room apartment layout. In order to achieve this new layout, we actually have to remove every single wall in the house. We literally tear down everything. And our team just sat down, discussed, and we rebuilt everything again. Under the concept in mind that we want to split this house into 2, making it a dual key.
Wow, it's like building up 2 entirely new apartments.
Where we are right now is actually the balcony. We actually hacked down everything and we reshuffled everything around. So what used to be the common bedroom is now the master bedroom. We relocated the kitchen, we reoriented it according to HDB regulations, and at the same time also trying our best to meet the practical needs of the family.
Wow, because you are not boxed up by a certain fixed design. You really just go all out to explore what's flexible, but yet at the same time you stick to the HDB rules.
Yes.
Impressive.
Before we actually start any design planning, we have to just think of our client's lifestyle, their brief, and imagine if it was us that's going to be living in there. So what do we need? We need a living space, we need bedroom, we need a study table, and definitely a shared kitchen space. So we had to plan those things out in that half first, and then we see how we can also do something on the other side.
I love how you put yourself into your client's shoes and think of such small details and then plan out the entire layout of the apartments again.
And then moving on to the master bedroom, it is a more cozy space because the clients want to come back and they want to rest. So we actually made the place a little darker theme and a little more warm tone. And another fun fact is actually another wardrobe in there. The clients have got a lot of clothes. So that was also part of the challenge that we had to split the house into 2, and then at the same time, tons of storage.
The wardrobes are all like hidden and there's like nice patterns and all.
Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge in designing this home?
That's a tough one. I would think the biggest challenge that we faced was staying within the HDB guidelines. Because for HDB, everyone would know that being in the government housing, they have a lot of rules. So we want to make sure that everything that we do is within the approvals of HDB.
If there are homeowners who wants to, have such apartment, a dual key unit, what advice would you give them?
My advice would be, firstly, of course, come down with your floor plan with a fully ready brief. I mean, I get that not everyone would know exactly what they want, that's why we are here. But for example, like sharing about having 2 generations, wanting to stay in this space, things like I want a man cave, for example. So these are some things that it's good for clients to throw it out there so that we can think about things and also we can help them to consider the space. But definitely, of course, a little trade-off or compromise might be needed because after all, this is a HDB flat and the floor plan is rather squarish and fixed in most cases.
So in summary, come with what you want, know what you want, and leave the rest to them. I gotta say, all of you are very skillful because I can imagine that if the entire apartment is solely just in white, it would look flat. And you need an experienced designers to think through all the designs to bring out the full potential of the theme.
For a design like this, it takes years to cultivate and it takes a lot of experience looking at many different types of designs, which is why in i.Poise we have a deep bench of designers where our seniors train the juniors and so on and so forth. So whenever we have plans or we have a more challenging concept such as this, that's where our design team comes together and we just think and plan what are the things we can do to make the home stand out.
Wow, I've learned so much today, and this design is only made possible because of the skillful planning by the i.Poise team behind the scenes. I love the designs, the intricate details, and the overall ambience of this home. Or should I say 2 homes? Thank you, Eugene, for having me today. And I
No problem.
really love this tour. It's so new to me and I hope you like it too. We'll see you.
Bye.